Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Remy Please of Flight Room TV, and this is another episode of the Fifth Quarter Podcast. We talk about sports, the best sports podcast in the land. And I'm with my dude Lighthouse. We got Hey Al joining us. Yeah, we got we got Hey Al joining us later. But yeah, let's just kick off with this. It's been all over. It's like a meme sensation right now. Um, there's a school in Ohio, Bishop Sycamore High School in Ohio. They played IMG, probably the pound for pound number one football program in the nation, high school program in the nation. IMG, who's already going through their own mess, but they played them on ESPN, and you can kind of tell like the commentators was already suspecting something fishy was going on, because you can they reading through their notes, and uh the program itself, Bishop Sycamore, saying they have XYZ D1 committed athletes on the team, and then they're reading through their notes and like, what, we can't confirm any of this that they're telling us. So that started raising suspicion, and then when people start digging deep, they find out like this school is pretty much an online school, a high school that's an online school.
Wow.
Yeah. So Ohio School Athletic Association says it isn't a member, locally in Ohio. They have no school address. This is a non-chartered, non-tax supported school, and yeah, they're not affiliated with any other local school. And I also read that this guy right here, down here, their head coach is like, he has like an active warrant out for his arrest. So
wow,
they just like scheming all the way around.
But where they get the players from?
They said a lot of these players are like transfers, or they reclass from other programs. It gets even more interesting because like people have been interviewing some of these kids, and they like kind of want to talk about it. Like there's one guy, I forgot his name, but he was just I don't know. He said they was robbing Kroger's, Walmart just to eat.
So this is an online class. I mean, school. So there's no campus. There's no nothing. It's just, I guess COVID kind of opened up the door for stuff like this, right? Because a lot of people wasn't going into school.
Yeah, it could.
So I guess because you can open up a school per se, just online, and then I guess you can create a football program based out of that school. So that's kind of crazy, but damn, he nice with it if he could get that far into playing the number one football program in the country off an online school. Like how the hell he pulled that one off? That's kind of wild.
They said they was going to be the IMG of the Midwest, and they ended up playing IMG. I mean, yeah, they sold them on a dream. This kind of remind me of the what was that one movie? It was called Accepted, where that one dude just made up that college. It was like South Harmon University.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But I mean, this dude was sounding off, but the quarterback for the team, because a lot of people were saying like a lot of the players were like 19, 20, 22-year-olds playing against high school kids. And I mean, he said he was the oldest. So like a lot of stuff that, that's been out in the news are pretty much lies, other than, the obvious that, they shouldn't be playing the top of the top in the nation.
So these kids that was playing on that school, they wasn't playing on any other like official Ohio State schools. They was on like, you see what I'm trying to say is like, right. How do you transfer to a school that's not even a legit school, that's not even part of like the whole, Ohio programs? Like how does that work?
Somebody sold somebody a dream. They only been competing for 2 years, so.
But they got uniforms. Clearly there was some money behind it.
Right. I don't know, donations or any other. I don't know. I don't know what type of fundraiser can raise this amount of money for them to even travel to like these other. A lot of these games were away games, and like just look at their schedule. But if you go on their website now and try to find like their schedule, it looks like a lot of these teams like backed up. Like as soon as this news came out, a lot of these teams backed away. Because they had DeMatha coming up.
Yeah, I was about to say he's about to play DeMatha too. Damn.
Yeah. And they said that they played 2 games in 3 days on the road.
Yeah, that sounds like a money grab.
Yeah.
Somebody was trying to get paid before they got caught.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild though. Anything's possible, man.
Yes, America. You can finesse your way almost in anything. They said they logo looked like one of them jumps off Madden, the My Player jumps. I mean,
They
my
do
team.
though.
But yeah, the memes was coming in. Al, what you feel about this, Al?
You know the craziest part is, all right, I'm not surprised at all because like we've seen, or I mean, granted it'd be like AAU circus, but we've seen how people cheat the system to like play underage and different things like that. I think it's just more broad because it's a whole entire fake school or whatever you want to consider it. If it's a fake school, if it's a fake program or different things, but like
who's doing the paperwork?
and then how are you able? And then how are you able to get these different names? Like I know like DeMatha and these Bamas don't play like a traditional schedule, but how are you able to get IMG on IMG on your schedule the same way you get DeMatha, let alone being on ESPN? I already know like that's all about a proposal and the grant writing and who can submit or who can finagle and submit the best documentation or what have you. So that shit don't really matter, but like literally to finagle away and you be only in, I think they said they only started quote unquote playing games last year, and then all of a sudden like they have DeMatha, IMG, and some other schools on the schedule this year. Like that's beyond bonkers to me. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just people just be pressed to be like the big name or just anything out there. Like your parents are pressing you to go to this school, reclass. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that factor help them attract so many players from other schools and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then also you already know people be like, man, I love the game so much, like I'm just gonna go out here and give it a shot. Like even I think it was a couple years ago. Remember in Texas? Wasn't it like Texas or something? It was like a 25 or it was like a legit older Bama that was like 25 or so that ended up playing and like playing high school football and saying he was like 14 or something. Did I just make that?
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
So like I'm not surprised. Like I don't know, man. Niggas wild.
Yeah. Only in America. But yeah, they got in trouble for writing bad checks, so this is like all around.
Oh, so some people probably gonna get locked up for this now.
Yeah. Some type of fraud, embezzlement, something.
It might as well be. Bishop Sycamore is the Fire Festival of high school football. Pretty much. He told them they was going to be on TV. I mean, but he kind of didn't lie, though. He kind of, everything he said he was going to do, it kind of,
Yeah. They said Manti Te'o, his girlfriend went to Bishop Sycamore.
Probably what? I know. That was a scandal within itself right there. That whole story. That shit was wild.
Yeah. The nerve of these motherfuckers. But shoot, all right.
But speaking of news, the NFL, a lot of teams just went down to their 53-man rosters. So, any surprises, or are there any available free agents out there that you think that could probably help your team? Like, what do y'all think about the whole situation?
Personally, just looking at all the cuts we made, we only carrying 4 linebackers at the moment. That's kind of worrisome because like if one. I mean, obviously you need linebackers playing special teams, and you don't want none of the starters playing special teams. You got Kalike Hudson, who's a 4th linebacker. He's definitely playing special teams. But as far as like backups, like who do we got? Like, you need to probably bring somebody out on the outside. You didn't cut everybody and put them on the practice squad. But we need to sign somebody, outside the building to come in and play linebacker. They was talking about maybe KJ Wright from Seattle. He's been home.
Bernard McKinney too.
Yeah, him too. Yeah, man. I mean, we'll talk about Cam Newton later, but I'm just like, what's going on with Deshaun Watson? Like, if
he not playing, I know he's not going to play for the Texans. He pretty much sounded like he's going to sit out, so he won't. I guess so he won't be a distraction to the team. So he kind of just, I guess, is laying low for right now until they figure out what they want to do with him.
Yeah, but if you're not playing them for real, like, isn't that kind of like you're sending a signal to the rest of the league that you're scared of like ramifications coming down? So who would want to trade with you? Like maybe you got inside information that that you're hesitant to pull the trigger on that.
And it also don't help with Cam being out there. Not to say that, once again, we know Deshaun Watson is better, or we believe Deshaun Watson is better than Cam right now.
Yeah.
But like with Cam out there, why do I trade? Hypothetically speaking, I know that they were talking about 2 and 3 first-round picks. Why do I need to trade 2 and 3 first-round picks if I have the opportunity to grab Cam in the event that I need a true quarterback? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, and I'm going back to the Washington football team. Like outside of Montez Sweat and and Chase Young, like who are our backup outside edge rushers? Like I'm not really confident in that rotation. If anything, we should have kept Ryan Kerrigan. I mean, we got like these young dudes, Hill. I mean, we seen him at training camp. He looked all right.
Yeah, he looked good in camp.
He had a high motor, but Shaka Tony late round draft picks. James Smith Williams late round draft picks is like who we. I mean, if one of them goes down, like who's filling that void? Because that's like a big drop off.
Yeah, I think that they just trying to, develop some younger talent. They probably could bring in, maybe a more established pass rusher, but I think the key thing they just trying to, you can see Ron's whole plan is like he's just trying to build a culture for the long term. So I think he probably rather keep some younger guys who he can build up to be a part of the culture rather than bringing in, I mean, because all these dudes are flash. Shaka Tony's flash, Casey Hill's flash. They've all flashed, but I don't have an issue with the defensive line thing, to be honest with you. That's the strongest part of the team, so even if we lose one of those guys on the end, we still got Matt Ioannidis to come in and
True.
move somebody over, and he's a starter on most teams. So I mean, yeah, I think we fine. The one cut that surprised me was Jimmy Moreland. That kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
I thought he was a lock to make the team. Outside of that, nothing else really surprised me. Gandy Gold, and pretty much almost everybody they cut, they put on the practice squad anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we ain't really lose too much, to be honest.
What about Dax Milne?
I mean, he had one nice catch in that last game, and that's all I can judge, because that's pretty much the only thing I really remember him doing like that.
But
I heard they was trying to get him in the return game too.
All right, but I mean, you will see him as a return specialist, slot player. So if you're keeping somebody like that, why not keep Steven Sims, who has the capability of catching the ball anywhere on the field and scoring a touchdown?
Because that's not their guy. They didn't, Steve
Right.
Sims was a yeah. You know how it is, man. You like to build up. You like to bring your own guys in and build them up. So I think that's all that is.
Yeah.
Anything
you gotta say, Al? I seen y'all picked up
Will Greer
off waiver wires.
Yeah. I think the biggest surprise for me was I guess I go Marvin Wilson. Like I know he was undrafted, but he went to Cleveland. And he signed with them. And you already know they got a nice little D line, but I thought they would have tried to mold him, as we were just talking about, molding somebody for the next generation, and especially since I think they gave him a good lump sum to actually come there as a free agent, undrafted free agent, and so they cut him. But I mean, I thought he always had potential. Marvin Wilson out of Florida State, he was one of the top D linemen a couple years ago, and
D tackle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened, but I thought that was intriguing, especially you already know, undrafted free agents, they don't get paid that much. So I mean, it wasn't a casualty of money, so that was a big surprise to me. Other than that, I think the other biggest surprise, I actually might go with. I might go with Tebow. I truly might go with Tebow. because that joint was so early. Not this isn't best available or anything like that. This is just one of the biggest surprises. I just thought
before it was even like a 53-man cut. He was like one of the first cuts.
I heard he was selling jerseys too.
Exactly.
That short amount of time. Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying I thought that would have been like I thought that they would have rode that joint out, rode the wave, especially because I mean he's Jacksonville, he's Orlando, but
yeah.
And quick shout out to Jake Funk out of Maryland. He made the Rams 53-man roster, and out of Damascus, Moco products. So shout out to Jake Funk for that.
Turp up.
All right. Yeah, also, I'm also surprised by Sam's Reyes on. He only played goddamn 2 quarters of organized football his whole life, and he made a 53-man roster. Like, what the hell?
And they said that they wasn't going to let him go in the practice squad because they knew another team would have swiped him up real fast, just off his natural, just athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? Like they were saying, they can see the talent. He just got to learn the game, but he has all the natural gifts.
Yeah. So he probably forced a Jimmy Moreland out.
Peyton Barber.
Yeah. So talk about another, probably the biggest casualty that's been in the news. Cam Newton released from the New England Patriots, make way for Mac Jones. Mac Jones he was the only quarterback playing or practicing today, which is kind of weird. He's like the only quarterback on the roster because like Ben Hoyer, something's going on with him. But was this really a shock? Did anybody see this coming? I thought eventually probably they would have been calling for Mac Jones later in the season, but I didn't see this shit coming.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to. I didn't think he would get cut. I like you said, I thought he probably would have started the season. If he didn't play well, they would have got Mac Jones up in there real fast. But I ain't see this coming at all. But I ain't see this coming.
I mean, yeah, it's tough, especially like with all the mainstream media like kind of piling on and saying like other things are the reason for it, like him being not vaccinated or him losing the locker room. But if you hear like his teammates saying like Cam was getting in the locker room, and then Bill Belichick came down and said, you know what I'm saying, the vaccination was no part of him being released. If you look at the numbers, both vaccinated players and unvaccinated players are catching COVID. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, is teachers on. But like if you could choose like where you think you're going, they already got his lines out. I would say Houston.
I say Houston, and I could see him going to Dallas. I think he would be embraced in Dallas, even though that's Dak's team. But I still think he could fit in his personality. I think they would embrace him in Dallas, to be honest. That's what I think. I don't know about Houston. Who's their starting quarterback right now? Oh wait, who is their starting? Who the fuck is their quarterback?
You should me.
Yeah, and then it's
Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, for real? Okay. And then it's like in Pittsburgh, all right, so he's gonna sit behind Ben. You know what I'm saying? And the thing with Cam is only 32 years old. Like people acting like this dude about like 38. He's still, still old enough to, get it, be a serviceable quarterback for a couple more years, even if he's not a starter. But I feel like a lot of people is just already kind of just ready to throw Cam in the trash. And, it's kind of crazy how, like, a dude can't even get the opportunity to go through a decline. It's like you at the top, and then when you ain't performing that much, it's like throw him in the trash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I kind of feel like that's the overall consensus with Cam right now. It's like, he might as well throw, hang him up and quit. And I don't think that's the case at all. So
he's almost like too easy of a target right now. Like they're making it like real tough for him. Especially, of course they was gonna use somebody as a scapegoat for like the vaccine stuff. So
and then they were saying target. That he got cut because he didn't want to be a backup, and then he came out and said that's not true, and he don't want that narrative out there because that might fuck him up getting signed to another team. Like he said he don't have a problem being a backup. So even that narrative was going around too. Mm-hmm. So
and also add on Urban Meyer, always talking about he might get in trouble for this too. I think so. I'm talking about vaccine status had a lot to do with his final cuts. He might get in trouble for this. Even though this is exactly how he feel, he still might get in trouble for it.
Oh, he definitely going to get in trouble for it. He wasn't supposed to say that out loud.
Yeah.
Especially because he's a newcomer.
But they said that commercial back in the day, this Mac Jones.
Mac and cheese.
Yeah.
It's messed up too because he gave him that nickname and everything.
Mm-hmm. But Al, do you know about this story? This Javier Baez jump with the thumbs down? Was this you?
Yeah, this was me.
Okay.
So I think I don't know all of it, but what happens? You already know how not only baseball fans but fans in general is, but especially like baseball fans, fair weather fans, and especially like in New York and maybe Philadelphia and everything. So apparently, like they were always booing the team, and as they're always booing the team, like the team was like, all right, Javier Baez and I forgot who the other person was like, all right, bet we're gonna show y'all up, and when we do something good, we're gonna boo the fans. And so they would turn. I mean, like I guess I'll just say like they get a solid hit and then turn first base, and then once they would start celebrating, and normally you start celebrating with your fans or celebrating with your team, they would turn and they would stop booing and showing that they were booing the fans. And they said that I forgot what their exact wording was, but they were like, yeah, it was. It's we want to show you guys how it feels or something like that.
Don't nobody give a fuck.
I was gonna say, like, I don't understand. I don't get that.
Don't nobody give a fuck. Like these new niggas is too fucking sensitive. Like I've heard this shit in other situations. Like I want to say on our team, Washington football team, somebody said something like that. Like recently, like the last 3 some years, about like fans booing. Like get over that shit, bro. Like you're in the stadium, y'all on the field, you're on the stage. If you're not doing good, people spending fucking $15 for a pint of fucking beer, $70 for parking, and watching y'all sorry ass get, dragged up and down the fucking field. They're going to boo. Like, get over yourself. That's y'all job.
And once again, especially like niggas have the opportunity and the ability to say whatever they feel as long as like it ain't nothing derogatory. Like if I don't like the product, I can boo. Like right. I mean, if I don't like the product, I can boo without any no.
Right.
If I'm not saying fuck your mom, I'm not saying fuck your wife. I'm not saying anything that is going.
Yeah, like, super wild like, Westbrook type shit. Yeah.
I'm not throwing shit at you or nothing like that. Like, dog.
Yeah, get over your fucking self. That's just like you're just letting people know that like they're getting to you. Like, that's weak.
Yeah, and that'll be the last. I think this will be the last year, especially for him, or that'll be the last time for you in that city or that situation, basically. So, like with Javier Baez, he's definitely going to be not going to be a Met next year.
You're not that nice. Like you're like I don't know, like a decent infielder.
And if you was that nice, they wouldn't be booing you.
Right? Exactly. Yep. So I don't know, bro. Y'all need to fucking relax.
Niggas wild.
Before we get out of here, any thoughts on Ben Simmons? I don't have a slab. Any thoughts on Ben Simmons wanting out? It's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah, like, honestly, man, I think Ben Simmons need to get out of there because they've been throwing him under the bus the past couple years. I understand he had his big, I guess he didn't come up, big and in tight moments, but I feel like he's been the scapegoat for, a few seasons now. And it's one thing when you got the head coach, but then you even got Joel Embiid been throwing him under the bus like every opportunity. So I mean, at the end of the day, if Ben know he's an elite talent, go somewhere else and see if they can, get to the promised land without you. You know what I'm saying? He might as well just take his talent somewhere else. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it's time for him to. I think his time in Philly has run its course. Like I think he also seemed like he's trying to get to a bigger market. I don't know. I think Philly's a big market, but
yeah, it is. But I know
it seemed like he's trying to get to a bigger market because he said he's trying to go to a California team.
Man,
he is.
Come down 9-5.
He trying to be around them Kardashians.
Yep.
That's what he trying to be around.
You want him to come down 95?
Yeah.
For who?
Dinwiddie. I mean, that's all. Right?
I don't know. He can run the one. He can solely run the one. Like we don't really have.
That's why I say he would fit with Brad because then Brad can take all the shots he wants. You know what I'm saying? Because Ben definitely don't want them. So,
right. And strap. That's it.
And strap. That take a lot of pressure off Brad defensively too.
Yeah, especially and then also I mean like he facilitates the offense and then like even though he can't shoot per se, he might be working on it, but even though he can't shoot, he still creates driving lanes and he still creates passing lanes for other people and.
I think probably one of the biggest size mismatches in the league.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest. Like I don't know, they tried to make it seem like it was a bigger deal than it was. Like, I mean, I know he still got to get his mental toughness up and want to take those free throws towards the end of the game, but I think they made it a bigger deal than what it was.
I agree. It was the next day. It was ridiculous. I'm like, let this man live. Like, yeah, they was piling on. They was piling on that next day. It was ridiculous. But yeah, and plus, man, Ben Simmons, what, 24 years old? Like, he ain't even halfway to 30 yet, man. Leave that man alone. Like, he got a lot of potential. Already made the All-Star team 3 times. Rookie of the year. He got all the accolades. Like, why? Like I said, why we always throwing niggas in the trash after one failure? Like, let that man, like, you know what I'm saying? Let him. He'll be all right. Just give, let him learn from his mistakes. Simple as that.
Agreed.
Just give him a little bit of time. But yeah, we're gonna see
football
y'all next
season
time.
is on here.
Yep. We're gonna see y'all next time on the Fifth Quarter Podcast. Please follow us over to the Flight Room Podcast. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Watch all our overtimes, our best of videos, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, tweeters, Facebooks, Bookface, MySpace, all that stuff. Peace, y'all.
Black Planet.
Peace.
How about them Cowboys?
Right.